Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the logic breakdown of my song Hair Tie. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down all the production techniques and everything I have used and I have learned over the last 3 to 4 years of me learning and practicing music production. I started this song back in 2021, January or February. It was the start of the year. I watched a 5 Seconds of Summer concert and I felt very inspired. I wanted to make a pop punk song. So that's what I exactly did. I started writing something along the lines of "She left her hair tie on my wrist" and it made me feel some kind of way. I asked my friend Shaival Davda, who is a great songwriter, to fill out the rest of the song with me. We completed the entire song over 4 to 5 sessions. I had been using Ableton for the last 3 to 4 years and I wanted to switch to Logic. There's a version that sounds like multiple artists. There's a version that sounds like Dayglow. There's a version that sounds like The Weeknd, Blanks, and a lot more vibes were discovered through the process. And I finally came back to square one, which is making a punk pop song. I didn't know anything about this DAW, okay? So YouTube, I saw some tutorials. I learned using this DAW while making this song. Like this is one of the first projects I made on Apple Logic Pro X. Okay, so enough talking, let's get into the breakdown of the song. Okay, so firstly, this is a compressed version of the entire session. So as you can see, I've got 119 tracks and it's all stacked right now. So when I open these layers, there's vocals, there's violins, there's tons and tons of guitars, like all these are DTs, and there's bass, there's of course drums, and there's a few stadium elements, there's a few ear candy elements, and this is the overview of the session. Okay, so we're gonna start with drums. Drums were the most important part of the song because the entire upbeat vibe of the song is because of the drums. The song is at 160 BPM and it's 4/4. So let's hear the intro. Pretty simple. These drums aren't recorded live. I have recorded them by playing on the keyboard. I used Easy Drummer. I think I used Superior Drummer, like they share the same library. So this is the pop punk library if anybody wants to explore it. It's a great library. The drum sounds really good and I really wished I had mixed these drums better right now. Although it's been a few months to the song. The song just crossed 8,000 streams on Spotify, which is a great achievement for me and I'm really happy, and thank you so much for your love and support. So here's the kick. This hi-hats, they start here. Then okay, let's move on to the bridge part where there's the bridge fills. So that's basically it, and we've got a few tambourines playing in the second and the third verse. I have learned this technique from Charlie Puth, which is make every chorus sound larger and larger as you progress through the song. So I keep adding elements through every chorus. So there's tambourine in the second chorus, which is the actual tambourine I recorded. I could have used loops, but I had recently bought a tambourine. I wanted the freedom to have accented notes and like I wanted it to feel real. So I recorded the tambourine myself, like I just placed it in front of this mic. I used my tambourine. Also, I don't know if you can hear it, but like Superior Drummer has this really cool trash mic. Sounds like this. It's set very low in the mix, but like it really sounds very cool. You guys should check it out. Okay, moving on to the bass. There were a lot of problems with the bass because I don't own one and I had to borrow my friend's bass, and the schedules of them using the bass and me using the bass didn't really match. It was a whole hassle. Finally, I recorded the real bass, but then I just, at the very last day, like right after I was like almost done mixing, I recorded the bass on MIDI, and this is the Modo Bass plugin which I have used. I've tweaked some settings to make it sound realistic. This session does not have a lot of mix plugins on here, and the main reason is because most of this stuff has been bounced in place because my CPU cannot handle that much load. And then we've got the, okay, I've named this wrong. This is supposed to be the verse bass and this is supposed to be the chorus bass. Anyway, so this is the verse bass. It has way less distortion than the chorus bass, which is this is also the bass that starts in the bridge. All single notes. And these bass slides are actual bass slides which I borrowed my friend's bass guitar, shout out to Timothy, and recorded these bass slides. They're not even perfectly chopped up, but these bass slides really add a very nice character, and like they swoop you in to the choruses or into the verse. Then we've got some guitars. I went all in while stacking these. Like all of these are double takes, like pan left and right. So the song starts with the drums and there's some feedback and rakes. So this feedback was like literally recorded me just pointing the guitar towards my speaker and adding a lot of reverb and setting the gain to max. And we've got some verse guitars, which is just me chugging the guitar. This part, thanks to Sunflower Tape Machine, made it to the song. I was somehow convinced it sounded very corny, so I actually removed it and sent the render to Sunflower Tape Machine, and he said that where's the purder, and I understood he meant these. Anyway, so I put them back in the song. Then there's some chorus guitars, which is literally power chords. But then that's not the only thing going on during the choruses. Like here, this is a lead melody, it's just an ascending lead melody, which I decided to put into the song. It's octaves played, and I've muted the rest of the string, so it sounds very harsh, but it's just the octaves. There's a counter lead melody going on, which is just then we've got some eighth notes here, which is just me playing eighth notes. So if you hear this by itself, it does sound exactly like Sex by the 1975. There's higher guitars doing the same thing. So these are all middle panned, and the rest of them are like left and right, left and right. So that about concludes the guitar section. So I forgot about the major third intervals I played, which were just which really make the verse sound very cool. I just added these major third intervals in the second verse because the first verse had to be empty. The second verse, I use that trick where you just make every section of the song in the chronological order sound huger and huger and huger, and then there's this huge climatic chorus in the end, which just makes the song sound more and more powerful. This is the final chorus. Now we move on to the next part of the song, which is not very evident, but if that's not in the song, you'll notice it very easily that it's not in the song, which is this weird arpeggio I played on the Roland Juno plugin. It's literally just 4 notes. Then we've got these violins. And they're paired along with these sets of violins. This is just an octave interval played with the root of the song. So the 2 violin tracks together sound something like.
Bitch, and complain, I've been had.
And then we've got the vocals. And one trick to make it sound larger when you don't have a lot of energy to do multiple takes, take the first thing, group it up, and then just slide it slightly left and right. So now it's not exactly time synced, and then you can just pan the second and the third layer to the right and the left, and it can sound very huge. And then we've got the bridge vocals, the lead vocals on the bridge.
You've been living rent free in my mind. When I'm with you, you seem to speed up the time. The grass
That combined with the
always greener on the other side. I wrote this song when you left.
And then we've got chorus. I added way more layers to the third chorus because I wanted it to sound the grandest. And so here's the chorus vocals.
She left her hair tie on my wrist, and it made me feel some kind of way. Now my sweatshirt smells like her, and I sleep with it while she's away.
And then there's some weird ad-libs that are going on here.
And it made me feel some kind of way. Now my sweatshirt. I've been thinking about it all night. I've been thinking about it ever since the last time we met.
And then we've got the classic.
Your hair tie.
Okay, funny story. I had to do like around 20 to 25 takes of the your hair tie to get it like sitting in the sweet spot, and I removed all the reverb from it, so it just stands out and it's like very upfront. And then I've got this happening.
Your hair tie.
So it starts right when this starts.
Your hair tie.
So it all together sounds like.
your hair tie. She left her hair tie on my wrist, and it made me feel some kind of way. Now my sweatshirt smells like her.
Okay, so let's get to the ear candy elements, which is the stadium noises. Is just a sample I found of like stadium cheers, and this one, which is so that is what adds the huge crowd cheer effect to the bridge. Even because I said I wanted the last chorus to sound huge. So there's risers and then there's downlifters, I think that's what they call them, cymbal sweeps and crowd exhausts, and a lot of samples have been used here. I don't know if this is a synth that's been faded in or it's a sample. I'm not very sure. And then this is I've put Nikki Romero's Kickstart here, which is a side chain plugin. So instead of it just rising normally, like it rises with a beat, a rhythm. And that's about it. So this is Hair Tie, Apple Music, JioSaavn, Spotify, Amazon Music. It's available on all platforms. So thank you so much for watching the Logic session breakdown of my song, and I'm gonna play the entire song from start to finish for you.